So as someone who is in the IT field and runs a Discord server dedicated to helping people with their tech issues, I've been exposed to a ton of problems that people run into on their computers. And that's just kind of a fact of owning a computer. Every once in a while, the computer isn't going to work the way you want it to. And most of the time, you just need to do some Google searches or talk to a tech-savvy friend to fix whatever is going on. But sometimes there are problems that are really hard to fix. So in today's video, we're going to be going over how this one thing can pretty much fix most issues with your PC. A phrase we like to use a lot in the IT community is FUBAR, which stands for effed up beyond all repair. And I've used this term a lot when setting up things like servers and virtual machines where I may have installed something wrong, edited the wrong files, or have done something where the system is either not doing what I want it to or is very unstable, and either the fix for the problem is extremely tedious or beyond my knowledge level. And this may be what is going on for your system right now. Either you messed around with some files that you didn't really know what they were, a virus popped up on your system, or after installing some program, your system is riddled with crashes and BSODs. In other words, your system is FUBAR'd. The main fix that I have learned to generally fix most FUBAR systems is to reinstall the operating system. Your operating system, or your OS, Windows for example, is just a very low level set of software that's main job is to translate what the user wants the computer to do into a language that the computer can understand. Installing different sorts of software, messing around with settings, or getting some sort of virus can interfere with this translation that the operating system is doing, which can lead to crashes, BSODs, or general system instability. In essence, when you are reinstalling your operating system, you're just deleting everything on the drive and putting Windows back on its factory defaults. This means that any sort of virus or corrupted software will be deleted off the OS drive while putting the OS settings and drivers at their default settings. This will make sure that at the very least, you know there isn't something wrong at a software level with the system, and for the most part, you will get the system back in an operable state. Like I said, for the most part, this fix should solve most people's issues when it comes to their computers. But if you have recently upgraded some of the hardware in your PC or have been messing around with the BIOS or some other low-level system, that is going to be an entirely different can of worms. But like I said, if you've just been using your system normally and haven't done any of the things listed previously, then you should be good. Also, if you do go the route of reinstalling your operating system, then you are going to want to back up all of the personal data that you have on your operating system drive. On a Windows machine, you can just check which drive is your OS drive by seeing which one has the little Windows logo on it. Then just go through the drive and save everything that you don't want to be deleted, like photos, videos, or other personal documents. Things like programs should be left there to be deleted since they can be reinstalled and they may be causing the problem in the first place. While this fix is a pretty good blanket fix for most people, it does have its downsides. As I mentioned before, you're going to be completely wiping all of the data off your drive, so if you don't back up those files, you may lose them forever. For those of you who may be extremely tech illiterate, you may find it to be a very confusing process since you will have to go into your BIOS and mess around with boot devices and stuff like that. The installation process also takes some time, so there's going to be a fair amount of downtime for the system while the operating system is being installed, and for the initial setup of drivers and other programs once Windows gets booted up. So just make sure before you go this route that you make sure to Google and do some research about the issues that you're having, and if you end up exhausting all of those resources, then I would recommend reinstalling your operating system. Now, all you'll need to reinstall your operating system is a USB drive with about 16 gigabytes of capacity. I'll have some thumb drives linked in the description if you need to pick up one, but they're going to be used to store the ISO file that you can set up with Microsoft's install tool that you can download from their website for free. Also, if you have some extra hard drives or SSDs in your system that are not your operating system drive, then I would probably just open my computer and unplug them. This will make sure that when you are selecting a drive to install your OS back onto, that you aren't going to accidentally wipe any of the data on those other drives. For the rest of the steps, I'm just going to recommend a video by Joey Delgado that I've been recommending for years to people on my Discord server that is fairly easy for people to follow who are just looking to do this for the first time. Now, if you guys have any more questions about this process, feel free to leave a comment down in the description where I or someone else can hopefully help you out, or check out our Tech Help Discord channel that is linked in the description. So hopefully this video was helpful to a lot of you guys. If it was, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more content like this, then make sure to subscribe as well. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.